Good morning, dear students. Today we have discussed the concept of meta tag as well as its attributes. Now, moving further, we are supposed to see the concept of CSS, that is cascading style sheet. Before going to start the concept of CSS, let me clear some basic concepts of a web page. As HTML language is used to design and develop static interactive web pages, these web pages can only designed with the help of various formatting facilities. One of the most important facility used to design and develop web pages or websites is CSS. Cascading style sheet helps you to design and decorate the web page contents with different font formatting facilities. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet, and it describes how HTML elements, that is contents of the web page, are to be displayed on screen. CSS saves a lot of work. It can control the layout of multiple web pages all at once. Means you can design and develop the interactive web pages by using CSS. Once you can type the code of CSS and it can be applied to single or multiple pages of the website. CSS allows you to control the look and feel of several pages by changing a single source. Before going to start, we have to learn some basic syntaxes used within the CSS. So CSS rule set contains one important concept, that is selector, and second is declaration block. So what is the meaning of selector and a declaration block? We will take the view of this particular selector and declaration block by using one snapshot that is given on the PPT itself. Now see here, selector and declaration block. So what is the meaning of selector? So selector is always a tag excluding angle brackets. As we know that tag should be written inside the angle brackets. While providing the CSS facility to any tag, you must write that tag excluding the angle brackets, and that tag is referred as a selector. Now for example, take h1 here itself given, that is h1 is a selector. So we know that h1 is the highest level of heading tag. So here selector is h1, that is a tag. Now in the definition itself, selector, after that selector there is a curly bracket and there is also close curly bracket. Within that curly brackets we are supposed to write number of declarations. So what is the meaning of declaration? So declaration contains some properties and their respective values. So I can say that property stands for attribute and it takes a value, that is what kind of value the property is to be set. Now here, for example, color is the property. As we know that you can apply the color to the text, and as these particular declarations are going to be applied on a selector, that is h1. So whatever text hold by h1 tag, that text will be displayed by using a yellow color. So that's why color colon yellow. Here color is the property and yellow is the value of the color property. Now there is a semicolon, and then next property is a font size. So here font size has given as 11px, that is 11 pixels. As we discussed this pixel in 11 standard, let me clear again. Pixel stands for a dot, single dot. So it is going to be used when resolution is to be set. Now keep in mind, for MCQ level questions, one important questions will be asked in the paper, that is declaration, number of declaration can be separated by using a dash character. So that should be a semicolon. And one more question, that is property and value is separated by using a dash operator or special character, that is colon. Now you can see on the screen that color colon yellow. So here color is the property and value is yellow. So property value is separated by using a colon. And one more property, that is font size. So here color and font size. So in between that there is a semicolon. So number of declaration can be separated by semicolon, and property and value is separated by using a semicolon. As selector indicates the HTML element you want to style, it could be any tag like h1, body tag, or any other HTML5 tags. So you can apply the CSS effect to the mentioned selector. Now what is the meaning of declaration block? The declaration block can contain one or more declarations separated by a semicolon. For the above example, there are two declarations, color colon yellow and font size colon 11 pixels. Each declaration contains a property name and its value separated by a colon. Now CSS has three types. So that means you can apply the CSS by using three various methods. So first method is inline CSS, second is internal CSS, and third is external CSS. So what is the meaning of inline CSS? What is the meaning of internal CSS as well as external CSS? We'll discuss this in detail. The first is inline CSS. And inline CSS is used to apply a unique style to a single HTML element. It also helps to apply the CSS effect within the code. And inline CSS uses the style attribute of an HTML element. This is very important because if you want to apply the CSS by using inline CSS, you should mention the style attribute inside the selector, or I can say that inside the tag. So following the one example as given below, see the first is that obviously you know that is the HTML5 syntax. HTML tag, then head tag, then title, use of inline CSS. This is the title assigned to the web page. Then slash title slash head. Again, the main part of the web page is body here. Now to whom you want to apply the CSS, inline CSS? Now here you are selected as h1. So h1 is the selector, that means it is a tag, and inside the h1 tag we have mentioned the style attribute, and style is equal to, so there is a property and its value, that is color is the property, colon blue is the value of the property named as a color. So this is a blue heading and slash h1. So which text introduced within h1 and slash h1? The text is, this is a blue heading. So keep in mind, this text will be highlighted on a web page with the help of blue color, as we know that the default color is black. Now due to this style is equal to color colon blue CSS property, or I can say that CSS style. So this is blue heading will be represented or displayed in blue color. Now second statement given as this heading is without inline CSS. That means the second heading will be displayed on a web page by using a plain text color, that is black. Let me explain with the help of its output. So now I am going to click on this, click here to see the output. You can understand how this particular code, when you execute that code, what you will get on the screen. So this is the browser screen, and you know that the first h1 heading, this is blue heading, it is in the blue color, and the second, this heading is without inline CSS, means what, you have applied only inline CSS to the first heading level, not for the second heading level, that is second heading statement. So idea is clear. Inline CSS can be carried out by using style attribute of the tag. Okay, so this is concept of inline CSS. Now what is the meaning of internal CSS? The second type of CSS is internal CSS. An internal CSS is used to define a style for a single HTML page. An internal CSS is defined in the head section of an HTML page within a style element. So there is a quite difference between internal CSS and inline CSS. As we have discussed the inline CSS, you can that I think you understood the concept of inline CSS. That is, Inline CSS is applied with the help of style attribute. I can say that style attribute. Now here internal CSS has its own style tag. So this is the quite difference between attribute and tag. Now here style is the tag and which is a sub tag of a head tag. That's why style tag should be introduced within the head section. Now see the example: HTML tag, head tag, then style tag. Style tag, in the style tag there are two selectors, H1 and paragraph for P. P for paragraph. So here H1 color colon blue and P color colon red. Means what? The text held by H1, you want to display that text by using a blue color, and the text held by the paragraph will be displayed by using a red color. Okay. Now see, in the body section there are two tags, H1 and P, that is paragraph and H1. Now what is the text enclosed within H1? That is, this is heading with internal CSS effect, and in the P tag this is paragraph without CSS effect. Now you can easily understand. I think you have you may that means the screen is in front of you, the output screen that shows the first text in the blue color and the second text in the red color. Let me explain with the help of this particular output screen. So you can click here to see the output. Once you click on that, definitely you will get the two statements on the web page. One is of blue color and second is of red color. That means the text held by H1 tag will be represented with the help of blue text color, and the text held by paragraph tag will be highlighted with red color. Now this is the output of the code. Now next is external CSS. So what is the meaning of external CSS? So as we have gone through the concept of inline CSS and internal CSS, this is I can say that this is the two methods to whom I can apply CSS effect to a single HTML document. As far as style attribute is concerned or style tag is concerned, the attribute or that style tag present in the code will be affected by the CSS font formatting styles or effects. Now if you want to apply the same style to multiple pages, not for a single web page, that means you want to apply the CSS effect to the multiple pages, keep in mind you must save the code in a single file, and that code will be linked to the other web page documents, HTML documents. Now for that you have to prepare two files. One is HTML document and second is CSS document. So what is the meaning of CSS document and what is the meaning of HTML document? We'll discuss this. An internal style sheet is used to define the style for many HTML pages. With an external style sheet, you can change the look of an entire website by changing one file, that is CSS file. To use an external style sheet, add a link to it in the head section of the HTML page. An external style sheet can be written in any text editor. The file must not contain any HTML code and must be saved with the extension that is .css. See the below example. I had given two codes, that is one is extcss.html, that is external css.html, that is this is a HTML document file, and one more I have given on the right side, that is here is how the ext style.css looks. Means what? As I previously told you that you should prepare two different separate files. One is HTML file and second is CSS file. Now what should be you can introduce the code in the first, that is HTML document. Keep in mind for the external CSS there is a link tag. What is it? Link tag, and it is a subtag of head section. So see the first example, that is extcss.html, HTML tag, head tag, then here link tag is given, link. So this is a relation, rely I can say that relation is equal to style sheet. This is the fixed value of the relation attribute. Now second is href, that means hyper reference. Now the reference of the CSS file should be provided over here. Href is equal to extstyle.css. Keep in mind this is the second file which represents the exact font formatting styles. That means what effect you want to apply by using that CSS. So to this particular code itself. Now after that /head body. Now here two tags as given, h1 and paragraph tag. As h1 contains this is heading text and paragraph tag contains this is paragraph. Now see the right side code, that is ext style.css. In that code you have written only two statements, that is first line and second line, that is h1 curly bracket h1 curly bracket color colon blue. So what you want to represent by using this particular statement or code itself, you want to display the text hold by h1 in blue color, and second statement, that is p curly bracket color colon red, that means you want to represent the text hold by paragraph tag in red color. But keep in mind, you are not written this particular statement inside the extcss.html. So you have not included the CSS definition inside the HTML code. So these are the two separate files, but you are given the reference of CSS file by using the link tags attribute referred as href is equal to extstyle.css. Now when you click, you are supposed to type these two codes separately, save in a one folder, and just run the HTML document, that is extcss.html. Click here to see the output. Now I am going to click on that. Definitely you will get a browser screen indicating two statements. One is in red color and second is in blue color. As we have discussed that text hold by h1 will be represented by using blue color, and the text hold by paragraph will be represented by using red color, and first is using blue color itself. Okay, so these are the three separate, I can say, the types of the CSS: inline CSS, internal CSS, and external CSS. I hope that you understood these particular concept of meta tag and concept of CSS. Just go through the textbook and if possible type the code in your own logic and try to execute the same. Thank you.